What's good, everyone? Can everyone hear me? We're a little late. Gonna give some time, anyways, so some more people can join and then we'll get started. Interesting, right? Price action on Bitcoin. Not surprised, to be honest, to see some local downside here. We'll get into it in a second, right? Explain what we talked about last time on stream and then see where we're at right now. Cool. Finn, what's up? Nico, Konstantinos, Jan, Paulius, Xevo, Matt, Marv, Reef Rider. Closed all my long exposure. Nice, man. Yeah, not a bad idea in my opinion. We're at a key area here on Bitcoin, right? Swept local liquidity, swept key liquidity here into some resistance, so at least a retrace from here is likely in my opinion. So yeah, not a bad idea. I'm still in some longs on the challenge account, but yeah, we're basically still at break even on the portfolio. We did a nice trade on Bit, closed half for nice profit, but then those other two, yeah, were horrible entries, to be honest. But yeah, we'll get into it in a second. New to the stream, welcome. All right. Anderlecht or Union, Anderlecht. Are you still in Tommy or did I miss anything? I'm still in. That was a half risk swing long, right? I'm still in it. It behaved horribly so far, but I'm still in because I could still see this as a sweep of this liquidity right here. Wow. Right here, something like this, reclaim and then send. But yeah, the idea on this one was the bigger range, right? I think it was on Qcoin. Was this one. But yeah, as you can see, horrible entry. And yeah, what was the play here? To wait for reclaim of range low, which we didn't. I was assuming this was going to be the deviation. As you can see, failed. So I was pretty wrong on this one. But yeah, happens. That's why also I took it half risk, you know. I wanted to add another half if we would have reclaimed this, but instead we started dumping as soon as I entered. So yeah, we're close to stop out on this one, but I'm still in for now because, like I said, could see a sweep together with Bitcoin and then a rip higher. But yeah, looking ugly right now. I'll update UMA as well in a second. We'll start off with Bitcoin. First time in your life. Hey, welcome, man. And thanks. bond looking interesting. We'll take a look at it at the end of the stream. Any chance you can check out Near? Yes, I will. I'll do my own thing first. Start off with Bitcoin and do some altcoins, obviously that I'm in. Then we'll do questions and requests. Okay. Where are you from? From Belgium. Arno, hello. 62 people. Cool, cool. Welcome, everyone. Right, let's get it. So, before we get into the charts, shout out to Vela Exchange for sponsoring. They're currently running a Grand Prix competition, sort of trading competition. I tweeted about it already. It's a pretty unique competition because it's in different rounds of 2 weeks with different prize pools every time. The prize pool at the moment for round 2 is 80,000 ARB, which is close to 100k USDT. So pretty nice prices. It lasts 2 weeks, and the current thing with this round is that there's always a black market, which means you can earn more credits on certain assets or by fulfilling certain tasks. All right. I'm currently going for it on the Vela Exchange. Currently in first place. But yeah, a lot can happen still, right? It lasts for 2 weeks, as I said, and it started 2 days ago. So still a lot of time to get as many credits as possible. And as I said, once you're in the top 100, you will get a part of the 80,000 ARB prize pool. All right. So big thanks to Vela Exchange for sponsoring. Go check them out using the link in the description. If you use that link and make an account, you also get access to my Discord. In my Discord, I post more analysis, trades, everything live. Also currently running a challenge account starting with 10k. We'll see what we do with it, okay? So yeah, big thanks to Vela Exchange. Also leave a like, as always, that helps me a lot to grow on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't already. Trying to hit 7k. I'm not sure actually if we've hit it already. But anyways, the next goal is 10k subs. So do me a favor and subscribe if you haven't already. All right. Now let's get into Bitcoin. So gonna start off with Bitcoin, do some altcoins afterwards, and then you can ask anything you want or post some tickers in the chat, and I'll take a look at some coins. You are at 7k. Hey, awesome. Perfect. Okay, so Bitcoin first. When was the last stream? It was on Thursday or Friday. It was on Friday, I think. Yeah, Friday. So we were we were trading down here at the bottom of the range. I think we just pumped on these hourly closes, right? It was right here that we were streaming. What did we say then? Well, let's take the 12 hour. We said that we swept the lows of this range after blah blah blah, taking high time frame liquidity here, deviating above this local range high, breaking back inside, going for the lows, swept the lows, and then we reclaimed range low. What did we say then? Well, the most likely scenario for Bitcoin was just to stay within this range low, range high, and just keep on ranging for a bit, right? Potentially back to range highs. I said as long as we hold above range low, main target will be this high. Well, we just swept that high, and currently seeing a little bit of a rejection. But yeah, anyways, just in general, we said it's the most likely scenario for Bitcoin is just to keep on ranging in between the main borders of the range, which are 30k-ish and 48k-ish. And then you have the smaller range with range high resting at 44.8, which is this range high, and the range low at 40k. So far we haven't really seen any breakout yet, so it's going as we thought. We're simply seeing some ranging. Bitcoin's been doing good, to be honest, just grinding higher on the 4 hours and on the hourly, which in my opinion is a pretty good sign, right? Would have been a worse sign in my opinion if we would have seen a squeeze, a big pump, and then a rejection, right? Whenever you get sustained upside grind, means that buyers are constantly looking to add more, and shows strength from the spot side of the market, in my opinion at least. So I do kind of like that. But for Bitcoin, yeah, we can't unsee this, that we just swept key liquidity, this 4 hour high, right, that we had here before we broke lower, swept range lows, then came back for the highs, swept the highs sort of into range high here. So in my opinion, not really the best place to rush into longs, okay? What I would be waiting for, if I were looking for longs, if you take a look at the 12 hour, where did we initially reject? Well, right at the range mean, okay? So range mean, as you can see, order block, sideways price action that led to this most recent pump. So this consolidation. So the most bullish play, I'd say, is if we see some sweep, some low, and then a sweep of that low, boom, into this former consolidation, right? If we see strength, look for longs, target the first highs, second one range high, third one supply. Just as a day trade, you know, would look something like this, invalidation down there and target up there. Now, I'm not too keen to just blindly ape in longs if we get that downside. Why? Because in my opinion we could also be in for a bigger retrace here, to take out all of these lows as well. Okay, we reclaimed range low, and without a lot of retraces, right, without a lot of sweeps to the downside, we went straight for that higher liquidity, which in my opinion might mean that we need a little more ranging and maybe a bigger retracement, right, to make a higher low in order for us to send back towards supply at 45k. So that's also a scenario that I'll be watching. If we see a big wick, right, if we see a cascade, right, cascade wiping out longs into the sweep of these three lows, into the retest of range low, I'll be looking for longs. Invalidation then becomes down here, and the target range high. Pretty similar play. If we don't sweep these lows, well, if we do sweep these lows, but we don't see strength coming in right after, right, and instead we close down here, I would probably wait a bit, because at that point that would show weakness in my opinion, not being able to quickly reclaim these lows. And at that point I think it's more likely, right, if this demand doesn't hold, that we go for another sweep into demand lower in this green area at around 36k. Okay, for now that's pretty unlikely in my opinion. Again, what I think is more likely here is to just stay within the 44.8 and 40k range. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if this was a local top, right, and we see some downside, maybe just a little bit of downside into range mean, right, back up again to get a retest, then grind lower down again, maybe a little bit lower, and then from there back to the highs, something like this, right? Nothing too crazy, simply in between these two range levels. So once again, I'd be looking to scalp this range, look for shorts if we sweep key liquidity to the upside into key levels, and look for scalp longs if we sweep local liquidity to the downside into key levels, and take it easy from there. And as soon as you have profit, at least close some. Right? Does that make sense? How are you making your ranges? I got a video on that. Check my pinned post on Twitter, because yeah, that's not something to explain in 5 minutes. Makes sense? Awesome. Yeah, lower time frames as well, you know. We got that initial sweep of this high, and now another sweep, taking out people who initially shorted the first sweep, right? There. Other side was down here. I was actually just scalping this on Vela, because right now the black market was double credits on shorts. So it was a great time for me to scalp short this, and get in some credits like that, which is what I did. I'm currently flat because yeah, can't really manage closely when I'm streaming. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little more downside here, at least to take out some lows here. Probably do something like this, as I said, then a bounce back into this, which is then supply. Probably reject again, and then maybe lower, another sweep of that, or lower down to take out these lows. That's some low time frame thoughts. If we now from here, right, reclaim this and we get above there, I think we squeeze higher. So you have your clean invalidation now, right? For scalps, something like this. Good work, in my opinion. I'm personally not taking it, because I think, what is it to range mean? Yeah, it's already 1 hour, so it might be good, but we just swept the opposite side of this high, which is this low. So I could see a better entry coming up here, maybe somewhere around here, right? But if we do so, might look for could be good to look for a short again, because invalidation is that clear, you know. Invalidation is tight, invalidation is clear. If you reclaim this and get above there, I don't think we'll see this and then reject again. Then I think we squeeze at least towards range high. Got back below Monday high. Yeah, let's see actually where the Monday range is. I forgot. Monday high is this one. Monday low down here. Yeah, see? Could be a beautiful Monday range play. If we remove all of these. Right, Monday high swept, this key liquidity swept. As long as we don't reclaim that, the next target could be Monday low. I might short this, to be honest. Should I? Yeah. Yeah. I think we need to reclaim this ASAP, or I think all of these are next. Probably something like this. I just shorted some, not too many. Risk is managed. Stops above the SFP up here. It's too clean not to take, in my opinion. Daily, below the daily open as well. Key resistance. Daily open. Yeah. You see? Sometimes when invalidation is this clean, right, you have to take it. I think Monday low next. And especially because I'm long on some alts, right? If Bitcoin does this, right, alts will probably take a hard hit. This cascade only would be 4%. He said 7% to range low. And it's not even... It doesn't even look that big of a drop. So yeah, for me, it definitely makes sense to short some. Looks like this. Yeah, we'll see. As I said, risk is managed. If we squeeze higher, also will probably squeeze higher as well. So we'll see. We'll see what we get, but that's my thoughts. Let's see. Wanted to short a Monday range. Yeah. New York session took out London high. Good setup for a short. Are you still in your UMA long? I think I am. Not so many. You mean like 50 Bitcoin? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Okay, so alts that I'm still in. Main one that I've been watching is PIT still. This one. Yeah, I explained why I was long from here, right? Swept all of this liquidity, reclaimed, significant reclaim, local sweep of the lows, and big pump into range mean, buying the retest of consolidation and targeting unswept highs up there. So long deer, initial target was Monday high, which was at that point, so it's a previous Monday range, around range mean as well. I got my TP in on this candle over the weekend, so close 50% there at, what is it, 1 hour? Yeah, around 1 hour. Second target was, yeah, probably some higher liquidity up here, and then off to range high up here and this high up there. Okay, I still think PIT looks good, and I still think this will be trading higher. But I'm not gonna lie, I think we could be in for a sweep of some lows first. Okay. So my new stop is there because my invalidation at that point was there. But if I'm looking at it right now, we're simply ranging at the bottom of the higher time frame range. So let me take the clean chart like this and mark out on the 4 hour, well, on the 12 hour, where's liquidity gonna be resting, right? Upside liquidity, definitely above these highs, right? Equal highs. What did this high lead to? What low did this high lead to, right? This low, okay? So that's the opposite side. As long as we hold above the middle of that range, from the high to the low, as you can see, do it like this. There we go. As you can see on the lower time frames, range mean pretty pivotal, bounced here, swept the lows, quick reclaim. If we hold above this area now, right, above here, I will allow one more sweep in there, but then a bounce to range highs, still good. If we fail to do so and break below here, the retest will probably get rejected. What's the next objective? Range low. So that's what I mean. I'm high time frame, I'm still bullish, thinking we will trade towards these range highs, but lower time frames, I think we might need some lower liquidity first. So what's my plan? I'm gonna hold this half hour position. If we break below this range mean and close ugly, right, I'll get out. If we then see the sweep of this and the reclaim, I'll look to get back in. Invalidation, probably keep it tight below there, or keep it a little bit more conservative below this consolidation, right, in case we get one more sweep, and look to trail your stop once you get a new invalidation. So once you get the reclaim of this range low, trail it towards that low, the low at that point. And then first target would be these highs again, second target all the way up here. Right? Does that make sense? All right. Next up is UMA. Yeah, it's looking better now. Damn. So we were initially long from the literal high. It's kind of comical, but hey, it is what it is. Initially long from there, right? I'm gonna remove the positions for now. But yeah, what was the thought process, right? We swept this liquidity with this sweep into daily demand, right? Into sideways price action here that led to a significant breakout higher, right? This, as the initial retest, returned to this area, swept that strong reclaim, right? Which is the reason I pulled the trigger. Target were all the highs up here. Okay, invalidation was below the sweep of this low into daily demand. Okay, what did we get from entry? We started dumping, right? Made a low here, back to the highs, failed to sweep the highs, instead made an equal high, right? A lot of chop inside the range, and then small sweep, right? But nothing big, consolidated, then a bigger sweep into the retest of this key level that got swept here. As you can see now on the lower time frames, another sweep here, retest. So in my opinion, this looks primed for more upside from here. First target up here, second up here, third new highs. Okay, that's the reason I added to this position a bit this morning, an additional setup, right? From here, invalidation is exactly the same. This sweep, if we break below there, we will likely trade a lot lower towards there. So that's clean invalidation. As long as we hold here, right? Range low swept, high time frame low swept, low time frame range low swept, and the highs unswept. So liquidity is definitely resting higher in my opinion, which is why I'm still in this. And as I said, just hedged it with the Bitcoin short. So in case Bitcoin starts nuking hard, this will more than likely also see a nuke. Ideally just does this, right? And then sends, but if I get stopped out, so be it. It's also on the challenge account. Risk is managed as always. So yeah, let's see what we get. What's a target for a Sol spot? I closed Sol yesterday. I tweeted about it and I put it in the Discord as well. It was a beautiful play, right? Bought spot Sol on the sweep into blue at the exact lows here. Was like at $80 and then sold yesterday at 100. Yeah, I could have held for 105, but not worth it in my opinion. Got a 25% bounce, and that's all I was looking for on this one. Why? Because you see these highs, you see a bigger range, right? Whenever something's on a heater, you either don't get any retests or you get those swift retests and then straight back to new highs. When you get things like this, setting up a bigger range, it's unlikely for this to do this, in my opinion. It makes more sense to do this, sweep some highs, reject, come back down to range lows, right? Ugly price action, and then goes for new highs. So that's the reason I sold. All right. But yeah, Sol is looking good, but yeah, swept some highs and is still in a range. Right, could see one more spike here, but then I think we see a retrace. Good entries probably around here. The 85 to $90 range, I might load back up there. Clear? Can you relook at Bonk to see if your thesis has changed? Let's see. Bonk. Nah, still looks ugly. This is a one-eyed short. If I were to look for a quick short, I think Bonk trades back towards here. Look at log charts. I mean, nothing changed. There's a bull flag. What do you mean? I don't see a bull flag in this, man, sorry. All I see here is weaker bounces and a support that's getting weaker and weaker. And a hyped up coin that did multipliers and then topped. Ugly downside, lower high. I think something like this maybe. And then break down towards blue. Anyways, happy to be wrong if it does something crazy, but yeah, that's what I think is the more likely scenario. Where would I invalidate this? Let's see. Honestly, only if we break above here. Yeah, because I could still see a sweep of this on a squeeze. So maybe something like this, and then boom, and then reject hard, and then do this. So if you close a weekly above here, then I'll probably invalidate this scenario. But until then, I think the lower blue box is next. My thesis in crypto is nothing dies. I have stopped on Bonk at 10:30. Yeah, I mean, good luck. If you have a plan, that's nice. I'm not saying it's gonna die, you know, but I just think that the bonk hype is over for now. You are really an inspiration. Love your trading style. Hey, thanks, man. Speaking of meme coins, would you enter Pepe again? I mean, it's disappointed me so much. Well, not really disappointed, but it's taking way longer than I would have thought. Pepe. But the good thing is, the longer things range, the bigger the breakout. Does this have a chart with more data? Does anyone know? Where was this the first listed? I think it's... Oh yeah, this one. BitGet. Qcoin, nope. Yeah, it's probably BitGet. You see, I wouldn't be surprised if we just range a lot longer. Let's even remove these. Within this range low and this range high. Maybe do something like this, bigger sweep, back up again, boom, and then do this. But would I re-enter? I would probably buy a spot back again if I get a retest of this consolidation. That's where I would probably buy a bag again, because that's, even if it's just for a bounce play back towards some highs, see that's 60%, that's a beautiful play. So that's where I would probably buy again. Let's see what Bitcoin is doing. Yeah, nothing too much. Fucking shitcoin. Nice. See what I mean with Bit? We also swept the highs there, ugly rejection to a lower low compared to this one, right? Yeah, you could see it as a sweep, but if you see it like that, bounced, made a high, swept the highs here, and got rejected pretty ugly again. So right now, I would say either we reclaim this quickly, then I think it's back to the highs. If this doesn't happen, we'll probably retest this and then get another bigger sell-off towards all of this. So yeah, I'll keep an eye on this one. Maybe I'll close, but we'll see. Say was a beautiful range play, right? Tweeted about this as well at the lows with this chart. But just like all the others, it's just ranging, so nothing crazy to expect. And if I had to open a position right here, right, it would probably be a short. Because of the way it pumped into this resistance, right, OTE as well probably. Yep, right into OTE without a lot of sweeps to the downside. So what you often get then is an ugly rejection. Boom, 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 and then you see? And because if sometimes you just gotta ask yourself the question, where's the invalidation for longs here and where's the invalidation for shorts? And obviously when something is in price discovery, right, when something's trading at all-time highs, pumping to new highs every time, you could ask yourself, well, there's obviously not going to be a close invalidation for longs, but also not a close invalidation for shorts because it's just pumping to new highs. But in cases like this, what you have is you've got your range, you've got your last resistance before new highs, and you've pumped straight in there, right? So if I were to short here, where would invalidation be? Well, right above there, clean invalidation. If I were to long here, where would invalidation then be? Well, I would only feel comfortable below these lows. That's way further away, you see? Risk reward to the highs is 0.8, that's not worth it. So that's the reason why charts like this are unlikely to do this, in my opinion. And what you'll see way more is pump into supply, then go for the retest. At that point, right, risk reward for longs is there again, because then you have your entry here, invalidation below the lows, target to the highs is already 2.5 R. Which is why I very often get those pumps into supply, retest, and then make the breakout. Same thing with Bitcoin. Why was my spot plan, the plan to sell 40% at in between 60 and 50, well, 48K. Because it's unlikely to do this and just pump straight to new highs. Because it's way more likely that we do this, and then break out. Horrible risk reward for longs up here. Interesting for shorts. Why? Simply because invalidation is that tight, right? Keep your stops above there. Target the lows is already 1.3 R. Setups for longs up here, for example, where I closed, where I sold some spots, right? If you target the highs, where do you feel comfortable with your stops? Probably all the way below here. You see? Everybody's looking at for that 30,000 entry. That would be too easy. Yeah, it's just about the idea. I'm not saying 30K, I'm not saying down here. Maybe even it's just something like this where you range a lot longer, right? And the more you range, the more we invalidate that thought process as well. Because if it does this, for example, makes a key low here, back to the highs, sweeps that low, right? Then you do have a clean setup with your invalidation below the sweep. And you do have a clean long. But the first pump into resistance is almost never a good long for that reason. But when it trades there, we have to go in balls deep. Yeah, and when it trades there, people will be too scared probably. Then they'll say 25, then they'll say 21, then they'll say, you see, it's always the same. It was the same down here as well. They were greedy. They from the breakdown here, they were targeting 20K. Then we came to 20K. Then they were targeting 17K. And then at 17K, they were targeting 12K. And if we would have gone to 12K, they would have targeted 10K or 8K. That's why in these situations, it's always the best to just DCA. I know a lot of people see it as a meme. But for spot, I mean, especially on Bitcoin, you just start buying. Fiat 25K. I don't speak whatever that language is. 12k capo was right, yeah. See, guess where we rejected? Oof, was a hourly close though. Flat hourly top. So unlikely we break down significantly from here. More likely to do either something like this and then break down, or just go a little bit higher from here, take that and then go lower. But yeah, not looking too hot in my eyes. Lol, what language is that? Turkish, possible. Yeah, I want to watch this, to be honest. Watching bit closely as well. Woo, let's take a look at Woo. Remember, I bought a spot back up here and then closed it a day after or something at break even, and then it did all of this. Luckily we got out. Yeah, I don't like this. You see barely a wick to the downside on the weekly. You have this supply we just retested. Right? And then you have this low and swept. I think we fill in all this entire wick and retest down here. I think that's a more likely scenario. Unless we smash the weekly above this blue area and close up here, then the retest is a buy and we target up here. But until that happens, I think bounces are for selling. Target here and down there. Let's see the daily. Yeah, see? Just yeah, I don't like things at the moment, to be honest. I think we could be in for a big nuke, to be honest, on everything. Yeah. Right, guys, I'm gonna hop off. Hope you enjoyed. I wanna manage this this shit both on Vela and on Bybit. I don't like it, to be honest, but we'll see. I'll hop off. Was a short one, but I said what I wanted to say. We covered Bitcoin, did some altcoins, did some requests, answered your questions. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. Right, subscribe, stay safe in the markets, take it easy, manage your risk as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.